Welcome everybody. Tiffany, Dragonflyer Studio here. Welcome to another video installment or episode, as you were, to my Catching Fire journal. He's come along. We're growing in thickness. He's no longer what I call bird mouth. I can't pinch him to close anymore. Now he stands open on his own, and by the time I'm done, I'm sure he'll probably be like right about there as far as his thickness goes. Especially with what I'm going to add today. I like to do these in most of my journals because this little space right here, not always big enough for what what you might want to add. You might need more space coming out this way. So I just call these page fold outs or large paper fold outs. They might have a more specific name, but that's what I call them. They're pretty self-explanatory. I'll show you the one I got done already. Now, because this guy is 3 signatures, I try to add an embellishment to signature 1, 2, and 3 across the board. Otherwise, what I have found out happens is signature 1 or 2 or 3 will end up all super plump, and the other 2 will look like they've not had a bowl of soup in quite some time. So we like to keep it chunky across the board. So I've made one of these, and then I'm going to make the other 2 here with you on camera. So super easy to do, super simple. I started out with a 16 by 12 inch sheet of paper. Now I have coffee dyed these, so they were originally, I think, from an art sketchbook or something of that size. So I just took my sheet, as it were, folded out flat, and I know that my pages are 5 inches by 8 inches, so this fold out is actually 5 by 8 1/4. I wanted it to stick out a little bit on the top and the bottom, so that when this is inserted and attached, because I know this one is going to get attached, I believe, to this page here. There are 2 ways that you can attach this. You can attach it out here to this edge so that, let's see, you can attach it here so that it folds back into your book, or you can attach it here so that it folds out of your book. Either way, whatever have you. Just remember, especially with your spines here, that I won't, if you see me, one of these will get glued in towards the spine. What won't happen is don't glue it right next to that next page. Give yourself about, I don't know, quarter of an inch, 3/8 of an inch, somewhere around there. What you don't want to do is glue a whole bunch of stuff right next to your spines, because eventually what will happen is these signatures in here will pop their threads. You'll break your spine down and potentially have your whole signature pop out. I did that once to a journal when I first got started, and I just was gluing. I was like, oh, just tuck it in. It's a bad idea. It will eventually come back to haunt you. So I measured these at 5 inches so that when the book is closed, even if I'm coming out, I'm going to call that 1/4 of an inch, it might be a little bit more, that when the book is closed, my little pop out, my little fold out is still well within the binder, because I think I've actually made, hold on, let me see if I can find it. I made a closure for this. It's super simple, and it's buried, of course. I may not be able to find it on this video, but I'll show it to you here soon. It's a super simple way to close a book that maybe you don't want to glue something onto, punch holes in, run a big old, I say big, a piece of sari silk around it. There it is. Here's the closure for Catching Fire. So it's again super simple piece of jute that I made a loop in. This is how it goes on. You just slide it down over here, bring it to the middle, pull it tight, cinch it down, and there you have it. And I say there you have it. No, there we go. That's how it has to happen. There you go. You just cinch it down tight, and then it holds your book together. And the great part about it is as this grows in thickness, this will still work. It allows a little bit of give. Okay? So I've just been playing around with different ways to close these. I don't always like wrapping stuff around them and having to tie a knot or tie a bow or whatnot. If that's something that you like to do, then by all means, carry on. I like learning different ways to do things and new ways to do things. So let's get started, shall we? I'm rambling over here. It's been a long day at work. It's been a long week at work. I know this video should have been posted yesterday. However, life being as what it is right now, I work for the school district and school is getting ready to get underway where I'm at. So I'm busy at work, and so I missed the video yesterday. So I do apologize to my returning viewers, but I guess better late than never, right? So yeah, here we go. So this is my fold out. Again, I started with a 16 by 12 piece of paper, and I just measured out 5 inches, folded it, and then folded it back on itself, and then I left myself about I don't know, like 3/4 of an inch, maybe an inch. That's an inch. Left myself an inch to glue it on, so that I don't have to put washi tape or anything here to create a hinge. So I've already gone and pre-cut the next 2 of these that I'm going to make, because there'll be one for signature 1, 2, and 3. And this is what it looks like when it's all folded out. This is its side. Here's my little piece of red flare. I'm trying to create all of my inserts and ephemera for Catching Fire with just a little bit of red on it to go with the red book cover and of course the fire theme. And then if you were to fold this out of your journal the other way, this is what it looks like. I just hand drew some lines on here. They are not perfect. I did not use a ruler. I just kind of eyeballed it. I kind of liked the way that it gives a, how do I want to say this, non-factory look to it. And then I just used a little square stamp pad, and I really liked the texture that it had on it, and I just pressed some ink just to give a spot. You could doodle in those. You could create a Zentangle with those, which I might eventually end up doing. Or you can just leave them open for the journal user if you plan on, if you make journals for others as gifts and or for sale or whatnot. But there's that guy. So I kind of have an idea for my second fold out. What I don't have thought out already is what the third one's going to look like. So I'll be thinking about that as we go along. Now with this coffee dyed paper, it is rough on its edges. Some of the edges are a little worn. They're a little torn, but that's the whole point of a junk journal. So let's get started. What I'm going to start out with is my aged mahogany Distress Oxide with my little dauber. And I'm just going to do the same thing that I did with this one, and I'm just going to burnish the edges with the aged mahogany rather than the brown. And you know what? I think I might do the third one in black. See, I've already got an idea brewing in my head. We'll make them the same, but make them different. Hope everybody's having a wonderful week. This is one of our last weekends of the summer here in Texas. I don't know where everybody's at, but we start back up here soon. Now what I am doing differently with this fold out rather than the first one that I showed you, is I am going up and down the side creases here, and I'll show you the difference in looks that it gives you, so that if you are doing this or plan to make one of your own, you can kind of keep that in mind. If you are a new viewer to my page, or to my channel, spend a lot of time on Facebook, to my channel, welcome. Thank you for being here. I'm glad to have you. If you want to see more of my content, I do put out 3 videos a week. I used to say Monday, Wednesdays, and Saturdays, but I think I'm going to change that. I'm just going to say 3 videos a week. Sometimes you might get one on Saturday and Sunday. Sometimes you might get one on Monday and Thursday. I'll just keep you guessing. But a good way to know when they've popped up or come up is to turn on your notifications for either, I don't know if it's for YouTube or for my channel specifically, but if you got notifications turned on, when I post a new video and it's ready to view, you will know it. For my returning viewers, I'm so glad you guys are here. Can't believe my channel's gotten up to like 640 something, 650 something people. So I'm excited that you guys are all here too. I was looking at my audience members the other day. Apparently I've reached out to other countries. I can't believe that. That's crazy. But I'm so glad. And I did just mail off my first journal to Canada. And Cindy, if you're watching, I got your message and your review on Etsy. I'm so glad you like your green eggs and ham journal. And I'm glad that it arrived safely, because you know that international shipping is scary stuff sometimes. So yeah, I'm just glad you guys are all here. Am I in frame? I am in frame. I did a video, I don't know, a week or so ago, and I'm so sorry for some of you that had to sit through that. I was off camera quite a bit. I had adjusted my gooseneck holder for my camera, and I didn't realize that I had moved it too far up, and so I did, unfortunately, the most of my video off frame. I was over here doing stuff, and but somebody was nice enough to let me know. They were very nice about it, very polite, and so I got to make my adjustments, and now I'm back in action. All right, that one's all done, that one's all done. Oh, here's what we're missing. This is a little tedious, but for these pullouts, most of my journals, I like to varnish the end, varnish. I know it's not varnish. Burnish. I think it's burnish the edges like this. It kind of gives that faux aged look. You know how old books will darken their pages, the edges of their pages over time. Obviously, I know it does not look realistic, but that's not really the point. I think it just adds a little character, little flair. Little something something. You don't have to do this. I've seen lots of journals without any of this inking technique on the edges of their pages. They are beautiful and fabulous, and maybe I will start a journal where I don't do this. Alright, so there's that side and there's that side. So real quick, I'll show you the difference in going around each frame of your fold out versus just doing the edge. So, now I know this separates it from this side to this side, but if this wasn't here, you would almost have one complete drawing surface without a break in between. So if you were drawing in your journal, can you see that? Can you see the difference between the two? So if you were drawing on this page, and of course this piece of red tape wasn't there, excuse me, that was a hiccup. If this piece of red tape wasn't there, you could almost have a solid, fluid, large piece of drawing paper in your junk journal to draw on or write on, you know, whatever have you. However, with this one, when you go around to each frame like that, it really breaks it up and turns it into pages rather than a page. So keep that in mind, just depending on what you're going for or what you want the finished product to look like. I had noticed that when I started doing these, so I keep that in mind depending on how I want it to go. So this one is designed for this to go next to my spine, so it will come out of the book this way and or this way. However, the red one that I'm working on is going to go, this is going to be the outside of my book, so it will fold out from this way like that, or obviously the other direction. You'll see it when we glue it in there. I'm over explaining stuff. Okay, so here we go. So if this is going to be the downside, that would make this my quote-unquote top. And what I want to do is, I found this nifty little cluster that I made with some leftover washi tape, and it's got just enough red, it's got a little sparkle, little glitter in it. I think I'm going to add it to this little bottom corner here, just to kind of give that front page there a little pizzazz, a little shenaz, a little something. All right, I am going to go off camera. I'm just gluing. It's super exciting, but I don't necessarily feel it needs to be on camera. So I'm just going to glue that down like so. Just going to give it a finger smush. Let that glue hold. This is just regular drawing paper. There's not really any kind of thickness to it. Just I wouldn't recommend doing this with cardstock. Those 3 layers. Oh, excuse me. Those 3 layers that you're folding on top of each other, if it was cardstock, that's going to add quite a bit of thickness to your journal. So depending on how big your journal is, now if you got a big old honking 6-inch spine, hey, by all means, you go to town and you do you. I do not have a 6-inch spine. I have a, I don't know, like a 1-inch, maybe 1.5 inch. So I've just got this stamp here that I'm going to use. It's this pretty cool looking little typewriter looking thing. So yeah, we're just gonna ink it up and see what it's about. Oh, I need a bigger block. Hold on. All right, let's toss that off to the side. Alright, attach that really well. And then I've got this June 6 chalk ink. It's called Red Magic. So I've never used this because it's very vibrant. I'm really not a red person. Like, I will use bits and pieces as accents for red, but this will be a first for me. So, cross your fingers and your toes and let's see how it goes. Alright, so I'm going to put this, I think I'm going to put it across 2 pages. How about that? We'll go right there. Alright. Just kind of giving it a bit of a wiggle as my camera wiggles. I'm so sorry, guys. And then pull it off, and oh, hey, that's really pretty. Can you guys see the detail that came out? It's stamped really well for it being the first time I've used it. Yeah, I like that a lot, and I like the red too. So yeah, good to know. It's always nice using supplies that you know you've had, but you know, they're just not they're a little out of your norm. I do a lot of, I don't want to say neutrals, but purple and blue are my go-to colors because they happen to be my favorite. And yeah, I'm trying to create this journal with an unknown user in mind, because it eventually will be put up for sale, and I want whoever gets a hold of it or whoever buys it to really love it and really want to do something with it, even if it's just sit on a shelf and be admired. So okay, so there we have the front page and the middle page, and then the back side, or the opposite side, however you want to look at that, needs a little something. Now, normally I would give one of these pages some lines for writing, but I think, what if we created a fancy little pocket right here? So this is the leftover, the piece that I cut off the, I don't know, top or bottom of this. This is the leftover of that. So I'm thinking this might actually work as a piece for a pocket. Let's just see what we come up with. Okay. It can't be exactly as wide as that because of how the thing folds closed. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to come in here and probably cut off about a ½ inch. Okay. So then there is our would-be pocket. Okay. Let's come in and give its edges a little detail. Okay, hold on. Bear with me. We are creating live. I say live. We are creating as we go. What did I call it the other? We are slow. No, we're go slowing. That's right. We are creating in the go slow mode. So I'm just gonna give it a little finger hole, little thumb hole, thumb pull, thumb hole, thumb catch. I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna pause the video real quick. I'm gonna run over to my sewing machine and I'm gonna give this a stitch. I will be right back. Hold on. Okay. I'm back after got a bobbin fix and a needle thing, and this is what I ended up with. Okay, it's not perfect, it's not pretty, but you know what? It's a junk journal. It's not supposed to be. So yeah, I just ran a zigzag stitch around the edge twice, and had a little mishap here, but we're not going to talk about that. We're just going to move on. So this little guy is going to end up going right here in our fold out. And then I found this little guy sitting over here on my side table, and I thought, oh, well, that might be super cute right there with maybe like a word or something on it. Let's see, what could we possibly put on the outside of that? Ooh, maybe a sticker. Or better yet, what if we do something from my word bank drawer? Can y'all see that? Yeah, I've got a word bank drawer. As you can tell, I cut things out. A friend of mine did these wonderful embroidery words on pieces of fabric that I will use from time to time. Nope, the pink, not really what I'm going for. I just gave her a bunch of different words, and she played around on her embroidery machine and created some of these wonderful little word trinkets for me. And yeah, so let's see what we got. What about that remember sticker? That remember kind of matches our paper background there. So I'm just gonna cut it out, put that away. That is a drawer from my card catalog that I have sitting over here behind me. It was a beautiful, beautiful find at an antique store many moons ago. And yeah, it's a beautiful piece of furniture that I own and I love. Sorry, I'm a little reminiscent over here. I'm just trimming. I may be off camera. I'm just trimming this word out to add. So yeah, I think that's gonna go on there like that. And it needs a little, I don't know, it needs something. It needs to not be so scrapbooky looking. I find myself getting into the habit of, you know, I used to be a scrapbooker many years ago, and I'd like to do some of that stuff in my junk journaling, but at the same point in time, I don't want to. That's not the look I'm going for. I can't even find the words. That's where I'm at. Can't even find the words. I'm looking for a piece of text. This is what happens. So what happens when you slow go craft with Tiffany. You never know what you're gonna get. What do we think? I think I like that. I think I like that a whole lot better. So yeah, we just made ourselves a little random cluster, kind of out of the blue, so to speak. All right, just gonna put that on there. And then we're just gonna add remember right across the side of it. There we go. What do we think? I think I like it. Alright, and then we're going to glue that on the front. Kind of stuck. Alright, and then we're going to, you know what we're going to do? We're going to make remember straight and the tag crooked. How about that? Oh yeah. Not looking too bad. I actually really like that. And then of course once we stick a journaling card or a tag or something down in there, it'll give it even more in visual interest. That's the words I'm looking for. All right, so I'm just gonna, this is my silicone glue. I'm just gonna give it a small bead all the way around. Not worried about the stitches or anything like that, because you know, it gives everything character. And then I just kind of centered that on the page. Didn't really measure. Just centered that there. And there you go. We've created a pocket on a pull-out. Now you can glue or draw or write. The journal that I use personally has several of these in it. And I have... I use these for kind of, you know, because when it's all folded up, I don't want to fold that over because I don't want to glue it to itself. But, you know, when it's all folded up and closed in your book, you know, not that I'm dragging my journal out for people to read, but if someone were to flip through it, you know, just like, oh, I really would like to see that, I feel a little more confident about writing maybe personal things on pages back here, and then I can ask them, you know, you can put a little sticker on here, you know, respect my privacy or private thoughts or, you know, whatever. Some people do journal that way. I use it as a form of self-care and therapy when I'm not crafting here, and sometimes, you know, the world out there gets the better of me. I like to write down sometimes what it is that I'm thinking or how I'm feeling, and it's just it's nice to have a place to do that. Alright, so there's that stamp cleaned up, although it's permanently dyed pink, I do believe. Alright, so do we want to add anything else to this? I actually found this little guy here, and I thought he might be cute to put across the top. It's just a little piece I cut off of an envelope that someone sent me. I think that's from Joe. Joe, I think if this is from you and you're watching, thank you so much for the little bit and bob. I actually really kind of like it up there. I don't know why, but I do. That's where it's going. We're doing it. Rolling with it. There we go. We have it. It's down. It's done. It's a done deal. Okay, so now that the silicone glue has had a chance to set, I know that I can fold this shut and it be okay. So there we have that. And I might go back and embellish these maybe with some stickles or some gilding wax or something later. But right now I just want to leave it like that. What I don't like to do with these pages that I create as pullouts is over decorate them, mostly because I like this to be an open space for whatever the user of the journal wants it to be. If they want to go in and doodle and draw all over this, then hey, that's on them. But otherwise, I like to give free open space in my journals. There will be lots of other decorations on lots of the other pages with, you know, washi tapes and ribbons and clusters and tags and paper clips and all that stuff. So these I specifically leave open just because I want the journaler to have free reign. So there we have it. We've got we've got pullout 1, we've got pullout 2. Let's get underway. How are we doing on time? Oh, we're only at 30 minutes. We're doing fabulous. So I think I'm going to do this one in black and of course little bits of red. I love that sound. You hear it? Sorry, that was a little devilish. So I think what is going to happen with this one is it's most likely going to be glued next to my spine. So for the most part it will fold out. I mean, they fold out both ways. Obviously one side is, you know, goes to the right, the other side goes to the left. So with that in mind, where is my black dauber? There it is. And let me grab my black ink. For the black, I use Black Soot. I do have quite the collection of these ink pads. I have been gifted over the years with them. Now with this black one, I think I'm just going to go through or go around the outside edges so that it'll create, actually, you know what, I'm going to do a mix of both. How about that? I'll show you what I mean here in just a second. So I'm going to go ahead and do all of this one, and I'm going to create a single page there. Then for these next two, I'm not going to go down this middle edge. I'm just going to go top, outside, and bottom. And what that will do is, hold on, let me get this one. And what that will do is it gives me one small writing page, one large potentially drawing surface without a division down the middle. And what I'll do on the flip side is I will, oh no, well there we go, it's a good thing I'm going to do that. So on this side I'm going to do, I'm going to do this one right here as its single writing page. And this is where having that writing book will come, or the writing board rather, will come in handy, because as you fold this guy out, it's going to be somewhat difficult where the thickness of the book meets the table to write and or draw pretty smoothly. So the writing board that I made in one of the earlier episodes comes in handy here. Sorry, I had a fly in my face. Comes in handy here. I'm just checking to make sure I'm not accidentally covering or burnishing the wrong edge. That's why you see me keep folding and unfolding, because I'm old and I forgot where I was at. Sometimes that happens. Alright, so there we have it. So if we open this up, you'll see we've got large writing surface, small, flip it over, large. Did I do that? No, I did. I did it opposites. Large writing surface, small frame, I should say. That gives it a frame. So, you know, however you want to create that illusion is totally up to you. Just with inking, or, you know, if you ran washi tape around the edges, you know, that gives it a very solidified frame, so to speak. So, but yeah, I like the variance of that. So there we have it. Oh, you wanna bend my page? All right. So this one has black on it. However, we've got to include a little bit of red. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, this is just my mahogany dauber. I'm not going to put any extra ink on it, and I'm just going to add the red right to the page. Oh, hopefully, and not tear it up. This is the great thing about these little foam daubers. You really can. I mean, I don't think I've destroyed but maybe one of them in the years I've been using them. So yeah, there you go. That kind of brings out the texture of the paper, the wrinkles, the natural wrinkles that it has. And I think I'm going to go back here and I'm going to do the same thing to this side. This doesn't have a whole lot of ink in it. It's just whatever was in the dauber. Alright, there we have it. So, I've got red there. And you can't really tell. It's a lot more red in real life than it is on what you guys are seeing. I don't know why, but yeah, you know, lighting, what are you going to do? So, and there we go. Just kind of got a nice burnt red color, background coloring to that. Let's see what kind of stamp I might be able to find to add to that effect that we've got going on there. You know what? What if we don't use... I'm at a little loss. Sometimes that happens. You'll get busy creating, and the next thing you know, you don't know where to go. You don't know what to do. It's like writer's block, but for crafters. Crafter's block. No, to me, that when you think of a crafter's block, I think of like a butcher block. What if we... I don't know. What if we just leave that one plain? I mean, we don't have to add any kind of embellishment to it, do we? Not that I'm aware of, anyway. So, I don't know. It's missing something. I don't want to leave it plain. The other two are so pretty and somewhat decorated. Let's see. Give me just a second. I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. I had to go digging through some stuff, and I didn't want you guys to be all bored on camera. So I went and I found some stuff, and I think I figured out a way to decorate up this page here pretty. So I've got this punch out. It's a die cut that I made. I've had it forever. No, that's not true. Those are new, but anyway, I've had it, and so I figured, hey, why not put it to use? So then I found this little snippet in my bottom of my scrap bin. So I thought maybe we could put that in this corner and add like something like maybe like that. And then this is how I clean out my stamps. If you've ever watched me clean stamps after I've been using them. I stamp them onto just plain old tissue paper, white tissue paper, and I keep them in a book. And so this is a stamp that I cleaned off. I don't know if anybody can see that. I'm just tearing off the edge. I'm probably off camera. I'm sorry, because I was over here. But I'm just tearing off the edges. Tearing off the edges. And I thought maybe that might look cool, sticking out like so. What if we put it underneath of there? I don't know. Oh, there we go. Go up with it instead of out with it. Yeah, I like that. Okay, and then I found this little piece of gauze that I thought maybe could be fun. You never know. Let's see if I could get it unwound from itself and see what we're working with here. Oh. Kind of like that. What if we, maybe not the whole piece, what if we stretched it out? It's caught on my finger. What if we stretched it out and put this guy, on top of it? It's getting a little big. It's taken away from our drawing surface there. But what if we move this guy over to here? Okay, are we still on camera? Can you still see everybody? Okay. Move this guy over to here. That's really kind of big. We can shrink it down. It doesn't have to be that big. And we move this over to this edge. Sort of like so. And then we could put this over here. I like that. You know what? I'm gonna put that. I'm definitely gonna put that little cluster, this little guy right here. I'm definitely gonna put it in my journal because I like the construct of it. I just don't wanna fill up my papers. I'm just adding glue to this little punch out over here on my drawing board. Oh no, and look, I just ripped it. Oh well, you know what? We can fix that. It's fixable. It's all fixable. It's just paper. Alright. Oh, hold on just a second. Okay, sorry. Had an alarm going off. Had to turn it off. Okay, so we're just going to put that down there, like so. Hopefully I got enough glue on it that it's going to hold. And then we'll come back in here with this guy. And plop. Maybe. Yeah, who's going to know? If we don't tell them, who's going to know? It's just paper, right? We fixed it. It's all fixed. It's all good. It's all better. I don't know who I'm trying to convince, myself or you. There we go. Okay. So yeah, I really do think I'm going to leave this one just unfettered with embellishments. What I am going to do is I'm going to come in here and I'm going to give the user some lines to work around. And I like drawing my lines by hand. Some people get all fancy smancy and come in here and measure it out, draw it out with lines. Or they print it off. You will see me use very few printables. Now, that is not to say that I don't use pre-made stuff. I love stickers. I mean, seriously, who doesn't love stickers? But I won't specifically search out a digital printed item to use. I would rather create stuff from scratch or draw it out, create my lines by hand. I have printed off lines in previous journals. This journal in particular, I'm trying not to do that with. I'm challenging myself to use as much quote-unquote junk and or found items as I can. That's why I was having a hard time, I think, coming up with a way to decorate these pages, this page in particular. And I think I'm going to do that right over here on this other little page that I gave a frame to. I just like the look of the hand-drawn lines. And, you know, they don't have to be straight. You could come in here and draw these lines at an angle if you wanted to. But, yeah, I just like the way they look. Somebody asked me, you know, what's the point of making a junk journal to sell to someone else because they're, you know, they're usually a personal thing. And my reply was, my junk journals are just as much as a piece of art for me to create as they are utilitarian in nature for the person to buy. So there you go. There you have it. I'm just going to leave that one little punch out on that page. I'm going to leave this one completely blank. Like I said, I may come in and add some little stickles or maybe some brads or something, but I really want to leave that. I just want to leave it open. Something tells me just leave it open. Somebody out there might need the space. So there we have it. We're coming up on 45 minutes. So I want to kind of bring this to a close. I don't want to keep you here all day. If you're still with me and you've followed along this far, thank you so much for watching. And, you know, if you're not, well, then you're not here to hear me. So, yeah. Or if you fast forwarded because you needed to get to this part, hey, I totally understand. You got stuff to do. You got places to be. So I'm just going to glue in this first one, kind of show you how I do it. I do use my silicone glue for this just because I want a nice sturdy bond between the flap that's going to hold this in and the page that it's going to be glued on. So I just give it a good little smattering of my silicone glue, and then I'm going to try for center, but what I'm mostly concerned about is I don't want it sticking too far out this way or sticking too far out that way. So what I do is I grab and I pinch the flap to the pages itself, and then I'm just going to come in and I'm going to go probably right about that far away from my spine. And then I'm just going to make sure that that's good and smushed down. Let's see if I can give you a measurement. See how far away I went. Well, could if I was using the right side of the ruler. Yeah, it's a quarter of an inch. Give or take a 16th or a 32nd. So there we go. I'm just going to make sure that that's good and sealed. And then gently, I'm going to come in and kind of pull this out and make sure that I haven't accidentally glued this page down. If glue smushes out right here, I've accidentally done this once. Learn from my mistake. If glue smushes out right here, this page is going to adhere to this page and you're going to have to rip it off or potentially rip it all the way around to get it unstuck. And I'll probably come back and add some sort of decoration to this little flap here just to give it a little something something. Alright, and there you have it. There's that one all glued in. He doesn't stick out the bottom. He doesn't stick out the top. And you could make these as big as you want. If you want that page to fold out that way and fold out this way and then fold out this way, you know, you go to town. However you want to do it. I may do one of those just to give everybody an idea of how to go about doing that. Okay, so there's that one. We got time. Oh yeah, we got time. Let's glue in the next one. Let's find a page. Where shall we glue it? Da, 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 da. That's a pocket. Don't want to glue it to a pocket. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, what if we glue it? Ooh, what if we glue it to the center of one of these guys here? Okay, so I'm going to use my red one as a glue in. Now, this one is going to get glued to the edge of the page so that its spine is out here towards the edge. So I start off by turning my book this way. Because what you got to do when you do it this way is keep in mind that you have 5 inches of page here to work with. So it's going to have to be far enough away from your spine and still, and I don't think this one will work because those pages are cut down. It needs to come out right about there. Yep. Nope, I don't have enough. Because I've cut this page down here, I don't have enough of a flap to get a good, can you see that? No, I'm off camera. I've cut the edge of this page, or actually rather torn the edge of this page down, so I don't have enough of a flap to glue that lip to. If I glued this all the way to the edge of the page, like I would regularly, what's going to happen is it's not going to fit in my journal. It's going to come across the spine and it's going to get bent. So that page won't work for what I had intended. Let's just move along and find another one. It's not a problem. Let's see. I have to remind myself that I made pockets in here. What if we just glued it to this guy here? So let's see. If we come out a little bit of ways from our spine, okay, I've got that gap. I'm mindful of that. Mind the gap, as they say. So then I just pinch here, and I fold that page and my fold out page together. And what I do is I come down and I'm looking, what I'm doing is I'm looking here and I'm looking here. And I just want to make sure that this little piece here and this little piece here are somewhat equidistant so that my fold out is not at an angle in my book. So I think that will give us adequate adhesion. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here and I'm going to put the glue on the page of the book. Can everybody see? Am I on camera? Yeah, there we go. I'm going to put the glue on the page of the book because if I put it here, I'm going to end up gluing the flap to the page of the fold out, and that's not what I want. Okay, so then I'm just going to fold this guy over and I'm going to push him in place. And this guy, because the page that I'm working on is shorter, I will come back with washi tape and reinforce this bond right through here. I'll make sure that it's secure, mostly because it's going to get a lot of wear and tear as this page begins to get folded out and folded in and folded out and folded in. I want to make sure that it's not going to, you know, destroy itself with wear and tear. So there we go. There's that one all glued in and proper and not too close to my spine so as to damage the threads that hold it together. It's not sticking out, not sticking out, not sticking out. We did good. All right. We're a little bit over our time, but hey, we've only got one more of these to do, so let's push through. Stick with me. Okay. So we've got beautiful page, beautiful page, beautiful page. Ooh, this guy looks like he could handle a, where'd it go? There it is. He looks like he could handle a fold out. Okay, so I'm going to do this one next to my spine. So I'm just going to come in here. I think my piping bottle has a few things to say to me. It's overworked and underpaid and it's tired of getting squeezed on the job. Sorry. Hey, I think I'm funny, so that's all that matters. Okay, so again, I turn the book towards me just so I can keep everything horizontal. I pinch this here. I pinch the flap even with my pull-out page. And then again, I just go in about 1/4 of an inch from the spine and mush it down. Okay, and then I'm going to come back and make sure, see, glue caught right there. This page is shorter than the pull-out page that I'm working on. So, I realized that at the last second. I don't want it to get glued to the next page over. So, I'm going to push down here to make sure that that's adhered really well. And then until that glue dries, I'm going to make sure that this stays open, just so that I don't accidentally glue my pages together. So, alright, well there you have it. I've created 3, let's see, what did they end up being? They ended up being 15 by 8. This is 15 inches. This is 8 1/4 technically. So you've got, you know, if this was all one writing surface, you got 15 inches to create it on, and there's 3 of them. They're gorgeous. These ones happen to be coffee dyed. Well, come on now. And this one comes out even further. And then where's the other one? There he is. And then we've got this one as well that comes out. So there you have it. There's a way to add some larger pages to a rather, you know, what would be considered a smaller journal, and yeah, and give yourself, or if you're like me and you create these for other people, give your intended user a nice, beautiful, laid out space where they can create on. So yeah, so thanks for watching. Thanks for being here. Like I said, if you're new and you want to see more, oh no, leave that open. Leave it open. Leave it open. If you want to see more of my content, hit that subscribe button for me. Give me a like, give me a share, leave me a comment. I love your guys' comments. I've learned a couple of different things from different viewers. So yeah, I answer all my comments. I will respond back to you. If you're a returning viewer, thanks for being here, guys. This is Tiffany from Dragonflyer Studios. Until next time, bye.